Welcome to Third and Long on KCAT Radio. Today we have the elusive Madden that's always in the other room, but
It's weird being here.
he's on camera today. Crazy.
This is the wrong side of the set.
Yeah, it feels weird to be over here. So, how's it going, Madden?
It's going good.
What game do you want to start with?
Probably the Jets Steelers. That's the only one I watched.
I had a great time watching.
It was really cool. Seeing Russ first game back from calf injury, and yeah,
I was scared.
I was also scared because I had Pickens on my team. I needed him to do well.
Yeah. I mean, first half he struggled a bit. Obviously, he put up better numbers in the second half, but
I was worried that first half. He did not look good, and then second half he realized he could just keep throwing it up to Pickens, and it worked.
Yeah. I honestly think Fields is still the correct option. But I think the only difference is Russ realized jump balls to George Pickens work because George Pickens is one of the best in the league catching a jump ball. Because, most of those jump balls weren't good throws. They were almost all underthrown.
Yeah.
He was getting PI'd on all of them. That situation doesn't work out. I'm scared when we play the Giants this week that the Giants are going to have another sneaky win like they did against the Seahawks 2 weeks ago. And we're going to have one of our free wins on the schedule taken away, and then we're going to have to beat someone else like the Ravens to get in, and that's not what you want.
Okay, but the Steelers are historically good against the Ravens.
We do like to beat the Ravens.
I don't know. I think that it's sort of an even battle. I'm not sure which quarterback I'd be starting in that quarterback room.
There was definitely – it's the first time Russ played in a game in a long time, so there was definitely some rust, so I think will be better. But there was definitely clear times where Fields would hit a hole and end up getting at least 6 or 10 or 15. And Russ would try, and he got tackled for a gain of 1, I think 3 times. That I know for a fact Fields would have gotten more yards on that.
I mean, we also have to remember Russ is kind of, he's getting up there in age at this point.
But that
and he's coming off
that's
a calf
part
injury.
of the argument,
And that's a good point, but I think he's coming off a calf injury. In practice, he's not going to be running like that, so we can't expect him to do what he's doing in games what he can't do in practice.
Yeah.
So I think as time goes on, as he gets more confident with that calf, we'll see him running better and better.
I agree. I think Fields' rushing side is just really important that we don't factor in as much.
Yeah, I mean, when you're able to extend the play like Fields can, I mean that's invaluable. You're essentially, the defense can't really
I think just
defend
around
that.
half of his touchdowns this season have been rushing himself.
Yeah.
But, Najee's back to balling. I love that. He scored
Yeah,
that
he did
touchdown
really
at the
good.
end. It's such a great time when Najee plays good because every time Najee plays good, we win by a lot. And then everyone says Najee's bad, and it's he's the actual key piece to us winning.
Well,
all our best wins in the last 3 years have been Najee great games.
You need a rushing game to have a good passing game, and if you can't get the rushing game going, you can't get the passing game going. So it's important that Najee gets going, and it was really cool to see him get going, and that whole offense started clicking against a really good Jets defense.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. There were 2 undefeated teams coming in this week. That was officially 1. But are the Chiefs fraudulent?
They're so fraudulent.
They're so fraudulent.
Mahomes is horrible right now. I'm pretty. Doesn't he have more interceptions than touchdown right now?
He played better than Brock Purdy.
Okay. Come on. Brock Purdy's missing half his offense.
They played each other in
McCaffrey's
the same game.
gone. Debo's gone. Ayuk's gone. Jennings gone.
The Chiefs are pretty not great on offense either.
That's true. They lost what, two receivers?
Pacheco's out.
Pacheco's also out.
Rashid Rice, their best guy's out.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more that I'm not thinking of. Kelsey's mentally out.
Yeah.
So.
Too busy with Taylor.
Yeah, he might be. But I don't know. They won this week. He invented a new fake slide.
Yeah, that was horrible. That they need to figure out how to do that because he was slowing down to go out of bounds and everyone just stopped touching.
Well, he's
they didn't want
perfectly
to get a
figured
flag.
out that if he's on the sideline and the guy's about to hit him, he steps out of bounds and gets hit and gets extra yards. Or now he's added the curveball of just not stepping out, and it's
so dumb. I'm not even.
It's not his fault.
How do you even
It's
police
actually
that?
so smart by him.
How do you even police that? How do you like?
I know. That's why it's so smart. The way you police it is that he's going to get rocked out of his mind one of these days.
Yeah.
And that's going to change things.
That's a good point.
Speaking,
but everyone's too scared that
speaking
penalty.
of getting rocked out of your mind, what do we think about Tua?
Tua?
He's coming back this week. He said he's not going to wear a Guardian cap.
He should wear a Guardian cap. I don't look. Even if like we had science that said the Guardian cap does nothing, I think you should still wear it.
So I watched a video on this exact topic, and apparently him and a couple other guys in the league have very specific helmets that aren't just like basic helmets. They're helmets built for their head to protect them the most way possible.
That's everyone in the league now, though. They scan everyone's head and make sure
Yeah,
that,
but,
that
like-
thing's built right.
Like you see like the Mahomes has like the helmet with like the little like circles
Yeah.
on it. Like that
Yeah,
exact helmet
That's a quarterback helmet.
it's specifically built to
Yeah.
keep the head like the most safe for a quarterback. And that's what Tua has, and I think that's what he believes in. But
It can't hurt to
I don't
have an
know.
extra bit of padding.
I don't think he wants help chewing in a couple of years. Like I think he's got to stick with what's happening. But
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I think one more concussion and he has to retire.
yeah, I mean this was the one more concussion. but
This was the one more. I'm surprised he's even coming back from this.
'Cause
I think
they really haven't been minor concussions. Like
no, he's got knocked out every time.
dude, like you don't get a minor concussion in the NFL and miss like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, that
Like him doing that multiple times in a career means like his brain is not.
it's not
there.
even like one was at the start of his career and one's at the end. This is a third big concussion in 2 years.
Yeah.
Third time
I
he's
think it's
been
like
sleeping
fourth.
on the field.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like at some point you just need to hang it up, and I get finishing out the season, but I can't see him, like I can't see it being healthy for him to go on to next season.
Speaking of hanging up, there's like half the teams in the NFL I think should just give up now. Like the Browns should just put Jameis Winston in and have a good time.
Yeah, let famous Jameis have some fun.
I saw that Deshaun got hurt and they put DTR in, and it's like, no,
Wrong.
no. Put in
Jameis
my
in.
guy. Everyone likes Jameis. Let him do his thing. Come on. But I think he's starting. I'm not fully sure on that. I mean,
I don't see a world where he doesn't start. I mean,
they suck. They have one win, and I don't see him winning many more games.
yeah.
It's a wash year for the Browns.
Why would you put your confidence in Deshaun Watson? I mean,
All their best games last year were with Joe Flacco. Or then they
Yeah.
were like, Joe, see ya, bud.
even obviously he was playing well in Houston before he got traded to the
Yeah, but he
Browns.
sat out a year in Houston.
But yeah, he sat out a year in Houston, and
Then he
he's
missed
coming
a
with
year.
all this baggage that you're bringing into the organization.
He missed a year with like penalties and like suspension.
Yeah, it was-
So like he spent like 2 years out of football.
I don't understand why they gave him that contract. I mean,
Because of how good he was.
I
But-
understand that, but he's coming with so much baggage.
Basically, they were in a spot at the time, which is such a different spot than they are now, where it was like all we need is a quarterback and our team is solved.
Should have kept Baker.
But that was the time period. Dude, do you know why Baker's not on the Browns? It's literally because OBJ's dad literally cried on Twitter a bunch.
Really?
Yes. He posted a bunch of clips where he's like, OBJ's open here, he's open here, he's open here. And now the Browns don't have a good quarterback, and it's like, it's Loki OBJ's
Yeah.
dad's fault, which is
He's not
crazy.
even on the team anymore.
Yeah, I know. That entire receiving core was off the team.
I mean, you can't just be listening to your star players like that.
But
and
it's
even then, you probably could have gotten someone with less baggage than Deshaun Watson, or you could have signed him for less.
He didn't have baggage at the time.
No, he did. They
Did
signed him. They signed him after the allegations came out.
Yeah, but they hadn't been like settled or anything. Cause like he wasn't accused or he wasn't guilty of anything.
Yeah, I think okay.
Every court
Even
case
then,
ended in
with
like plea.
It was a settlement out of court, I think.
Well, they basically said we'd rather the money and not talk in court.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine, I don't care about the money.
Even then, there's baggage. There were so many women that came out. There's so much baggage that there's no way that's not a distraction in the locker room. And so there's no reason why they had to sign him to that. What was it? 5 years?
Yeah,
Like,
something like that. They still have multiple more years of him.
yeah. When he's coming through like that, he's coming off a year-long suspension.
Is it not poetic justice that he leaves his Achilles out for the season and basically traded across for Nick Chubb to come back.
I think that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's like justice.
Yeah.
It was like the best guy on your team that everyone liked is now back, and the cancer that was hurting your franchise disappeared along with it.
Did you see that article that Nick Chubb wrote?
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't read it, you should read it because it is a beautiful article about his journey up through the ranks. I'm a huge Nick Chubb fan now. It was that one article. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I like Nick Chubb.
But I don't know what the Browns are going to do. I'm not even sure what I'd do.
No.
Obviously, you got to hang it up, but I haven't heard enough buzz about any quarterbacks right now to say, like, they should draft
Cam Ward's
one.
pretty good. Shedeur, I don't think Shedeur is all that.
No, all he has is Sanders as his last name.
Yeah. Dude, the race for the top guy is low-key like a hard race this year. There's so many horrible football teams. Dude, the Browns suck. The Raiders suck. The Panthers suck. The Jaguars suck. The Patriots. Did I say Patriots? The Patriots suck. It's not. There's a lot of horrible.
New Orleans gone.
Yeah. Wow. What a fall from grace.
Broncos horrible.
The Broncos are 4-2.
I thought they were way worse than that.
They are. Is the thing. The stats lie. I don't think they've beaten a single good football team.
You're telling me Mo Picks is 4-2.
Yeah. Because we both listen to U-Tree every week.
Yeah.
And all he does is talk about how horrible it is. And it's hard to remember, like, they're somehow winning all these games.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, the Patriots are.
I mean, to be fair,
upwards,
that Saints team was.
They're just out of it, man. They're so injured. They had the greatest 2-week stretch like they've ever had. They're just straight into the downfall.
Man, I was looking forward to that Saints Super Bowl.
I was seeing the memes. It's like Homer Simpson's grandpa or his dad. And it was like, and we started the year with 240 bombs in a row. It's just a tall tale at this point.
Yeah.
It never happened.
I
It
mean,
wasn't real.
I don't think you can look at that Thursday night performance and say, "Oh yeah, that team won 2 games by 40 points."
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's just everything's falling apart for them. It's the Saints are gone. The season's over. I don't know why the Jets still believe in anything.
They just need one more friend. One more Aaron Rodgers
They're 2-5.
friend. One more Aaron Rodgers
Go get Jordan
friend.
Nelson. Go get Clay Matthews.
Take
Go do
AJ
it.
Hawk out of retirement.
AJ Hawk's ready to play. No, but seriously, I still hear to this day Jets fans talking about how they're Super Bowl contenders. You're 2-5. Where is it?
It's not there. I mean,
You're not beating the Bills in the next time you play them. If the Dolphins are healthy, you're not beating them. Drake May and the Patriots might low-key be better.
Drake May's been looking really good.
Yeah, where are you catching these wins?
I don't see it. I mean, I understand the Steelers have had a great defense, but they couldn't get anything going.
It was like 30 unanswered points.
It was 30 unanswered points. I think it was 1 touchdown that whole game.
Yeah, something like that.
They couldn't get anything going on offense. And I understand that the Steelers are really good, but you're also talking about being Super Bowl caliber.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not what Super Bowl teams do.
Okay. Speaking of really good teams, I've made a list. I don't know if I fully agree with it, but this is my list at the moment
Okay.
of my top 10 teams. Are you ready to hear this?
I'm ready to hear it.
Lions at number 1.
I don't like it.
Ravens at 2.
Okay.
Chiefs at 3.
Uh-huh.
Vikings at 4.
Uh-huh.
Bills at 5. Texans at 6. Steelers at 7. I don't know who's better out of the Commanders and Packers, but they're 8 and 9, and I think the Bucs slide in at that like 10 slot.
I think the Vikings are way better than you give them credit for.
I have them at 4.
I think
they're the 4th best team out of 32.
I understand that. The Chiefs should not be that high. I understand they're undefeated. They should not be that high.
I can't put them down when they're undefeated. Until they lose a game, they're a top 3 team.
Who are they playing this week? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They're playing someone for sure.
I don't see them. I mean, their
The
whole
Raiders,
their
free win.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, they're going 7-0. I don't see them making it
I
through
mean,
the season.
their last loss was against the Raiders on Christmas.
Oh,
They haven't lost since Christmas.
that's
They're a top 3 team. No one likes it. It doesn't matter. Their defense is way better than we give them credit for. Their offense might not
they
work
have
on the
no
way.
offense.
It doesn't matter.
All the receivers are gone. Travis Kelce.
all they do is win.
Their tight end.
All they do is win, man. As a fan of a team who's had seasons where all we do is win and we're hollow, you still have to rank them high.
Yeah.
Until they lose, they are up there. Dude, the Lions might be the best team in the league. Jared Goff is putting up some insane quarterback numbers. All they do is win. They have one loss.
Yeah.
And it was to the Bucks, which I think is another top 10 team.
Yeah. I mean, that's a reasonable loss for I haven't watched enough Lions games to confidently say that, yeah, they're one, but I haven't watched enough to say that they're not.
A lot of the lists I've seen have Ravens at 1, and I can understand that, but, like, you started the season 2-0, very,
Yeah.
very close to 3-0. Or 0-3, sorry. 0-3. Like,
Whenever I watch those first 2 games of the season, and I understand sometimes you just have a slow start, but that just
maybe there's something about, like, Raider magic, because, like, the last team to beat the Chiefs are the Raiders. The last team to beat the Ravens are the Raiders. And the Raiders lost to the Panthers. Like, anomaly. I don't know how they do it.
just built like that.
They're weird. They're an interesting team.
I mean, do they even have a fan base in Las Vegas?
Yeah, Raiders fans are loyal. I think they're one of the most loyal in the league.
Really? You think they really followed them out of Oakland?
Yeah, for sure. Because there's no teams in Oakland.
That's a good point. That's sad.
There was
I
3
hate
teams,
John Fisher.
and there's now 0.
Yeah.
You know who needs to change some is the damn Sharks.
Dude, all Bay Area sports teams are horrible right now. The Earthquakes, soccer. I know you don't watch soccer. They had the worst season in MLS history. The worst.
Yeah,
Sharks are coming off a
we're 0-5.
horrible season, 0-5.
It might
Niners-
be 0-4. It's one of the two.
Niners might not even have a team left
They're
after this
3-4.
season. Giants, I'm pretty sure they were under 500 this year.
They were right on the line.
They were on 500 this year. Not good. What other sports teams are there?
Warriors played their first game, won by 30.
Maybe the Warriors are good. But at this point, we have 0 good sports teams in the Bay Area right
In
now.
the last 20 years, the last 4 times the Warriors have won 5+ of their 6 preseason games, championship. We won 6 straight this year.
I'm ready for a championship.
Championship. It's time to get on the run. Curry's that guy. Buddy Hield was balling. Curry almost had a triple-double last night, and he didn't play the fourth quarter.
Damn.
Not a high scorer. I think he had 17 points. But Curry led our team in rebounds. I was like, guys, what's going on? That's not right. Something about that's off.
Yeah, speaking of Bay Area sports, let's talk about the Niners.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know if you know, but Madden's a Niners fan.
It's not good.
We're better than y'all.
It's
not
not
top
good.
10 team.
I honestly, we're not better than you. I like.
You definitely could beat us, but you're not better because I'm biased. That's the thing.
Okay, with our team right now, like I'm talking post performance against the Chiefs, we're not beating you. If we played you next week, I'm pretty confident that that's probably a back and forth game that we lose by 1 score.
TJ Watt's gonna get another 3 sacks like the last time we played you because he's like that.
Our O-lines and then all the rest of our offense is just injured.
I'm not certain on this, but I know Trent Williams got kicked out at the end of the game for punching a guy. I don't know if he's suspended or not. I haven't looked into that.
I did not see that.
It was so funny because the guy was way tinier than him, and he threw a punch, and it like barely did any damage, and then just like a straight Hulk smashed him back, and I was like, "No, don't do that to him. You're way too big for that."
He's way too good for that too. I mean,
He loves fighting.
like at some point you just got to get like the third string guy to come in and make that shot.
I can't believe that. I think it's Anderson Carlson is your kicker.
Yeah,
Like-
he was horrible on Packers.
You literally went to the Super Bowl because he missed 2 field goals, I think, against you guys in a game you won by like 3.
Okay, let's be honest. Who else are we gonna like?
I know there's no other options, but it's crazy that guy's on your team now, and he shanked an extra point.
Yeah,
He can't kick.
I mean,
Just because his brother's really good on the Raiders doesn't mean he can kick.
our whole team's injured.
I know.
Like,
Your healthiest receiver is a guy who got shot 2 months ago.
like,
Well, I think Debo's fine. Have you seen the photo of him being real fat?
yeah, I did see that photo. He did not look like he was feeling good.
Yeah, I think he was incredibly bloated.
Oh,
People were saying he just got really fat,
No,
and I was like, I don't think he got fat in 2 weeks or
Did
in
you
a
see
week.
his face?
Yeah,
Like, he was
He
about to throw up.
yeah, he was struggling.
Like he was struggling for his life there. I mean, I think he's gonna be fine. But it like with a sickness like that where you can't even play through it and you're in the hospital. I understand that they're gonna send these guys to the hospital for pretty much anything just to like be safe. They're worth so much money. But to be hospitalized for that, and I'm not sure. I think he stayed the night. I'm not totally sure.
I haven't really looked into it.
I know he got released recently, but I'm not sure.
I know it's a little off topic for the pod, but kind of relates. I play football, and we played a game like a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, where there was a kid who got hurt, and like they thought it was maybe like spinal. So we spent like a while like they refused to touch him because like you can't like lift the head or whatever. And that kid ended up going to the hospital, and he got back to his house before we finished the game.
Yeah, I mean that happens.
And I wanted to go get food at like a certain place that closed at 11, and then we finished the game at like 10:30, and I was like,
Yeah,
we spent like 30 minutes waiting for the kid to get up, and he got home before us. And I was like, I could have made it, man.
Yeah, but I mean, with a sport like this, you can't ever be too safe.
It was really funny. He made it home before us.
Yeah.
Like,
But like I said, they're always gonna send them to the hospital. They're always gonna
Yeah.
get the best level of treatment. So it could be that hospitalization was just an extra precaution. Maybe they were doing a procedure that they don't normally do on a low level case of pneumonia. Who knows? So I'm not super worried, but at the same time, pneumonia is never, it's never a good thing. And so I'm hoping the best for Debo because he is on my fantasy team, but.
Ayuk's gone.
Ayuk's gone.
I think it was season.
Jawan Jennings has had a nagging hip injury.
Yeah. My friend like on Monday just sent a text. He was like, "Who won Ayuk?" And I was like, "He tore his ACL." And someone's like, "He's out for the season." My friend just goes, "Fake news." And then we send a post by the NFL, and he's like, "Still fake news. Who won him?" And then I sent like the one guy where it goes like this, and he's like, "Who won me?" It's 100% no.
I mean, you gotta trade him somehow. You gotta find some. You gotta find
He's not
some
going.
value.
No
out
one
of
wanted him before the injury.
God, he fleeced us, man. I mean, underperforming for 7
Something
weeks
about like
and
not
then
practicing with your quarterback.
that's what I thought it was, but I don't see a world where you're that bad through 7 weeks. At some point, you find your stride with your quarterback.
You got to remember, I think he dropped 3 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks. Not easy balls by any means, but like those balls are caught.
If you go to
No
training
one
camp.
said anything ever again. Like
Yeah.
he was totally fine. So like,
I think he catches those if he goes to training camp.
he definitely might.
But
But I'm saying his talent's not gone. He's still getting open.
you look at the last 3 weeks where he should have had time to work with Brock Purdy. He should have had time to
yeah.
get himself right.
The
He
Niners
just
are just
hasn't.
a mess. It's the same as the 2019 go to the Super Bowl, 2020
Just dead.
the whole team's injured and you don't make the playoffs.
I mean, we
You
could
guys
always,
are third in the division. The Cardinals are in front of you. And you lost to them.
I mean, our conference. I mean, we're like last, right? We're like second to last.
And you're
I know the Seahawks are ahead of us.
yeah, the Seahawks and Cardinals are ahead of you. The Rams are behind you.
Ugh.
And you lost to the Rams and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So they win tiebreakers.
I mean, what are you supposed to do in that situation, though? I mean, if you're a coaching staff, your whole team's injured.
Those games were winnable. Not
They
having
were.
a backup kicker on the staff is actually unacceptable.
No. Texans went through this last year.
You at least have to have someone who
They
can
had Agunba Wale kicking for them. He's a backup running back.
If it's 4th and 20 from the 20-yard line and you can't kick a field goal and you have to go for it and you barely lose, that's unacceptable. You have to have someone on the squad who could at least kick in emergency.
I thought Juszczyk could.
He didn't. You feel?
I saw the clip of him practicing. I know Wisnowski didn't Wisnowski kick
against the Cardinals. You had like a 4th and 20 you had to go for, and then you end up barely losing that game. And it's like you need to be able to kick that.
I mean, look, you only have so many roster spots. A kicker's one of those positions that just doesn't get injured.
You need to have a second guy that can at least kick.
Yeah. I know the reason they don't want punters kicking, which I think is reasonable, is because you usually have your punter as your holder. And when you change just the kicker, it means you at least have one guy still or two guys still competent. You have the long snapper and the holder still competent on that team. If you were to try to move the kicker or the punter to kick the field goal, now you have two people on the squad who are not used to kicking field goals.
Yeah.
So I understand why they didn't put Wisnowski in. But at the same time, maybe you do, and maybe you just have. I mean, surely the backup quarterback can hold.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant's pretty good at it.
I think the Niners entire season relies on they're playing the Cowboys next week. I think that's an incredibly big win.
I agree. I mean, if we can win that, I mean, even then, it's going to be
will
tough.
Start healing,
Yeah.
People will be back. I think it's definitely possible, but I don't know. The Cowboys are also incredibly injured. If you're not able to beat them, I think
they're also the Cowboys.
I think the season's
they're
over.
not.
You also own the Cowboys. That's why it's such a big test. If you can't beat a team you own, then it ain't the season.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's just about trying to make the playoffs.
I saw Niners fans a week ago because I was seeing top 10 lists without them in it, and they're like, "We'll have to go prove everyone wrong." But at this point, I don't.
At this point, I'm not.
They're a bottom half of the league. You definitely aren't top 15.
No, I would agree that week 3, week 4, week 5, you could argue that we were just having some fraudulent losses, and it's week 7 now, and
Shanahan
week
loves
8.
losing football games. It's been years.
I mean, the team's just not good.
It's not the year.
I'm not sure what's wrong with it. I look at the games, and it just feels like everything's wrong.
Yeah. Ooh. We're reaching the end. Did you watch the Packers-Texans? Did you see anything about that one?
I saw clips of it. I did not see the game.
That was a fun game. They were slinging the thing.
I heard C.J. Stroud got less
great.
than 100 yards.
Yeah, but God, love's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
because he actually has zero fear when he throws the football.
Yeah, I heard.
And sometimes it's
I saw someone on Twitter calling him Brett Favre.
But yeah, I saw the angel was Rodgers. The devil's sling that thing, let it fly.
I mean, that's just fun football right there.
I mean, he threw a touchdown to Tucker Kraft where the DB dove and went like this.
Yeah,
I saw the ball actually went pretty much through his hands.
Did you see the tweet that
the guy was it wasn't a great throw. It went through my hands, and I'm like, then catch it.
I mean, that was just bad DB play.
I don't know. He dove. I think it was a dot.
When the ball is going through here and your hands are here, that's just
a lot of DBs play DB because they're not.
I understand that, but you should at least be able to drop a pass.
Yeah.
I understand you can't catch, but
yeah, I agree. I really like Jordan Love.
He's good. I've really enjoyed watching him play.
He's fun to watch. Well, I think we're at the end here.
I think we are.
Have fun on your first episode, man.
I had a lot of fun. It's definitely weird being here.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for watching Third and Long. I have no idea who will be on next week. We'll figure it out. But